My guest tonight began her TV career on MTV before being a face of Channel 4's T4 and ITV's Loose Women. But of late, June Sarpong is often seen campaigning or writing about subjects she is passionate about, including diversity, equality and the problems that children in Africa face. She joins me now. We're going to talk about those children this evening. You were born in East London, but you did spend part of your childhood in Ghana.
Yes.
You've just returned from a trip there. How different was it this time going back and seeing what you saw?
Unbelievable, night and day. So yes, I'm originally from Leytonstone and Walthamstow, but we moved to Ghana when I was 1 and we stayed there for 3 years and then I came back. And I went just recently with AfriKids, who are doing a fantastic campaign with the UK government with DFID called Time to Shine. And what I've seen in terms of the transformation is remarkable. So 15 years ago, in the northern part of Ghana, which is where they work, which is the poorest part of the country, I was faced with absolute abject poverty, almost a situation of hopelessness. Even though Ghana is a burgeoning economy and is on the rise, still this part of the country suffers incredibly. But what they've been able to do in 15 years is unbelievable in terms of getting kids back into school, kids from poor families who would be on the streets trying to make money, kids that are vulnerable to trafficking, young people who really have no option but to try and make an income to support their families. And now we've got them back in school. They are helping teachers to be able to give proper education to these young people. And then the best bit of all is there's a whole pipeline to get them into work once they've been educated.
So it sounds like the problem is solved, but it isn't.
It isn't. I mean, but what's brilliant is the work that AfriKids does there is long term. So the problem is on the way to being solved. So in this region alone, they've been able to eradicate the phenomenon of spirit children. So a lot of disabled children were ostracized in these communities. They've been able to eradicate that in 50 communities. And also what they've done is they've taken the long-term approach, working with government, working with local stakeholders. So if we continue 15 years from now, I think we're going to see even more change.
Why, with the kind of decades-long fundraising for Africa, are things not being done quicker, and especially when you're talking about a country that has got a growing economy?
Well, I think things are being done quicker, actually, because if you look at where they were 15 years ago to where they are now, it is night and day. But at the end of the day, when the problem is as bad as it is, for many reasons, for a lot of historical reasons, as we know, because of empire as well, when the problems are that bad, it's going to take a while. So with this campaign, anything you donate between now and March the 4th, the British government will match it, will double it. So we ask people to go to afrikids.org to support.
OK, June Sarpong, I've said this to a couple of teenagers who've been in to talk about various things recently, that they need to go into politics when they're a bit older. You need to just go into politics now. Go into politics and change the world from the Commons. No, after you. June Sarpong, a pleasure to meet you. Thank you,
darling.